Welcome to the 3134 Blueprint, a podcast created by students for students. Each semester, our class works together to bring you unique conversations on topics that matter, from mental health to motivation, personal growth, and the unexpected lessons we learn along the way. Each episode is led by a different group, diving into themes through their own lenses, sharing real stories, insights, and perspectives from the heart. Now let's dive into today's episode, brought to you by Entering Sandman, as they explore the topic of dopamine. Take it away.
Hey Hokies, welcome to our podcast, Entering Sandman. I'm Carter, here with my co-host.
Hi, I'm Braden. What's up, everyone? We're so excited to kick things off with a topic that affects all of us, which is dopamine. In other words, the feel-good emotions and the hedonic process. College is an amazing time, but it can also be overwhelming. Understanding how our brains process pleasure can help us make the most of our experience here at Virginia Tech.
So before we dive right in, let's take a moment to talk about why this is important. With classes, social life, and responsibilities, it's so easy to get caught up in cycles that might not be great for our long-term happiness. And so today we're going to break down how dopamine works, how to avoid burnout, and how to create sustainable habits that keep us feeling good all semester long. So what exactly is dopamine? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter. Basically, it is a chemical messenger in our brains. It plays a huge role in motivation, pleasure, and serves as our reward system.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's not just about pleasure. It's also what drives us to, seek out kind of the rewarding experiences in life. Think about the excitement you feel when you finish a tough assignment, or like the boost you get after kind of a workout. That's really what dopamine is, kind of at its simplest level there.
Yeah, absolutely. When we accomplish something like getting an A on a test, or having a good conversation with friends, or just doing something that we enjoy, dopamine gets released and it makes us feel good. Unfortunately, there's a catch. Our brains don't have unlimited levels of dopamine. We consistently chase easy dopamine hits, like playing video games or endlessly scrolling on TikTok. Our brains become very desensitized after some time, and it makes it harder to enjoy simpler real-world pleasures.
And that's why it's really important to be aware of how we're getting our dopamine, like at its source. And if we can balance high reward activities with more fulfilling long-term goals, that we can help keep our dopamine system working in a healthy way. Pretty much just not overloading with too much happiness or kind of that type of thing, because it can burn you out real fast.
Throughout your time here, what are some ways that you've avoided like being burnt out by overusing your dopamine?
I'd say like when you first get to freshman year, there's that big temptation to kind of just go out every night, do something every night. Like you'll do that homework assignment later. I think just recognize and kind of pace yourselves. I mean, you have 4 years, hopefully. Don't expend everything all at once. Take it step by step.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And just like taking time to like take everything in and relax is definitely a valuable thing that I wish I did a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
Freshman year can just fly by.
Totally.
All right. So now we're going to talk about the hedonic process. Our brains are constantly balancing pleasure. And if we overload on high dopamine activities like binge watching, scrolling on social media, binging on junk food, our brain starts adjusting.
Exactly. And over time, what happens is that, like we were talking about a little bit earlier, we start to overstimulate ourselves. Our dopamine response weakens. That's why something that might at one time felt super exciting or give you a lot of joy can become maybe not unenjoyable, but less enjoyable than it was at the time. It's like needing more and more of a thing to get that same level of happiness.
Yeah, I think it's important to be mindful of our habits. Like too much stimulation makes the stuff that you normally enjoy doing every day less joyful. But thankfully, there's good ways to reset and maintain a good balance of dopamine that'll allow, you to have your fun and also enjoy your daily life.
Right. Yeah. I guess like one of the things, once again, that I touched on a little earlier was that concept of like the dopamine detox, not overloading yourself, which something beneficial could be just taking a short break from activities that flood your brain with these quick kind of dopamine hits. This can definitely help you appreciate the simpler things. Like I said earlier, we get to school, there's a lot of that temptation to just go out all the time, just drink all the time, see your friends all the time, that type of thing. But like sometimes, throwing yourself into schoolwork or homework or focusing on big picture things could be kind of a way to reset that, which I'm sure you probably felt also.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd say like one of the big things that I like to do around Blacksburg is hiking. I feel like
Mm.
it's a great dopamine detox, and there's so many beautiful parts of the Appalachian Trail
Right,
around.
just like getting outside, kind
Yeah,
of doing
just
something
getting
like that.
outside, going on a walk, getting to see a beautiful view. Now we're going to talk about some strategies that we have to keep our happiness sustainable. So how can we keep a good feeling in a healthy way? One key is variety. Instead of just relying on the same high reward activity, mix it up and try new things. Like if you're always getting home and scrolling on Instagram, maybe try something else like going to the gym or hanging out with friends.
Yeah, yeah, definitely like hanging out with friends in person, joining a club, even just like meeting new people. Like could be like in a dining hall or whatnot. But like sometimes just getting outside, like you mentioned, going for a hike. Really, like it's just anything but just like staying inside on like TikTok or Instagram. Just
Yeah.
strong, like try to make your most of the like make the most of your college experience. Don't just be cooped up in your dorm. Go outside and try to be part of the community is what I would recommend.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of some VT specific ways to boost happiness, there's so many opportunities on campus with different like organizations, checking out the clubs, the sports games, and just like, as I already said, the hiking spots. I mean,
Mhm.
Bald Knob is so close to campus and it's
Right.
not even a hard hike to do. And it has such a great view for a sunset. It's really, how can you go to this school and not do it at least
Yeah,
once?
yeah. Those recreational activities that you can find around here, they're so valuable. Another big part of this can be finding activities that like I said a little bit that align with your long term goals, like maybe joining a club that correlates to your career, something like that. Pick up new hobbies, stuff like that that can kind of give you that motivation to propel what you are in college for, which is life afterwards, while mixing that in with like those kind of short-term memories while you're in college. I think could be super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And while you're doing all of this, you got to remember self-care, getting enough sleep, exercising, participating in mindfulness activities can all help regulate your dopamine levels naturally. I know the gym is a huge one for
Mhm.
me. It just makes it so much easier to enjoy some of these everyday experiences that can feel a little bit more mundane.
Absolutely.
All right, Hokies. So here's our challenge for you this week, or incoming Hokies. Try something new. Go to a campus event, start a conversation with someone in one of your classes that you've never talked to before, or just take a break from social media.
Yeah, definitely. And remember that Virginia Tech has a ton of resources to also help you thrive when you're a student here, from student organizations, clubs, and also like mental health support is a huge part of that. So don't be afraid to kind of like reach out and get involved because there's so many resources at this school that are at your disposal. And, I think it'd be a shame to go 4 years without kind of getting involved in anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'd also love to hear from you. Let us know new things that you tried this week. Reach out on social media or drop us a message, and we can give you guys some advice on some of the stuff that we love to do around Blacksburg.
We hope you learned something new about dopamine today and how to create sustainable happiness at Virginia Tech because, this is going to be your home. So definitely make the most of it and get out there as much as you can.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow us for more tips on thriving at Virginia Tech. We'll be back soon with more ways to make the most of your time here.
Mm-hmm. Until next time, stay curious, stay thriving, Hokies.
All right, we will see you guys next time.